Hey, this is Mark Henry, author of Dancing with Energy, Healing, Magic, and Mysticism, here to talk to you more about the occult and the paranormal. Well, today I'm going to be talking about magic, a magic book, what I like to call bibliomagic. And I say magic book rather than a book of magic. So what exactly am I talking about? Well, a magic book is more than a book on the subject of magic. So it's not talking about a topic of magic, and it's not a book of shadows. The book itself is a magical tool in the same way that a talisman or a wand is a conduit for magic. So the specific book is a gateway for magic to flow through. So in the book you can write a goal, something that you want to be made manifest. It's also something that you could be using to access a particular spirit. And I'm going to kind of go through, based on what I know about the major themes of how to create this book. At the very end, I'm going to give you some suggested books if you want to kind of create your own. These specific books will give you more, I guess, kind of a walkthrough in more detail about how to go about doing it. So let's say that you're at least interested in creating your own magic book. So how would one go about doing it? Well, what common themes is that the front and the back cover are colored with specific colors associated with the magical intention and the spirit that is associated with it, that is going to be assisting you in your magic. Two, that there are also sigils on the front and back associated with the spirit that will be helping you conduct your magic. Now after that, there is a consecration process of the book itself, kind of a charging of the book. So at that point, one can create kind of a little ceremony where you have candles. You can create your own or obtain oil for consecration. Sometimes magicians will consecrate the four corners of the book or specific pages of the book. Also, during this consecration, there is usually a chanting associated with the spirit that is assisting you in the work that the book is going to create for you, in other words. Now, after that, after the consecration, some of the things that you're going to want to have inside your book is going to be prayers for contact with the spirit. There's going to be sigils that you're going to maybe put within it belonging to the spirit. And when you're ready to perform the ritual, after all of that is said and done, you're going to write your magical goal within the book. So if you were to, I guess, get a book, you can do lined paper, unlined paper. I'm talking about prior to painting the front and back cover of specific colors. I myself, the ones that I've done are unlined paper. I just kind of like that. It's almost like an artist's sketchbook, kind of a little bit smaller than, let's say, the big ones. So you'd write your magical goal within the book. And if it's done correctly, through the consecration of the book, through the sigils, through the prayer or the evocations within the book, that your wish, just like any other form of magic, will more than likely occur. Now, if you've never heard of this, you might say, well, this is interesting, this is different, so why would this occur? Why would a magic book help create my desires just by writing it in? Well, if you think of psychologically, if you look at a lot of self-help gurus, they talk about writing down your goals. That instead of having an idea in your head, it is suggested that you write it down. It's concretizing the immaterial into the material. So I think that's part of what's happening psychologically. You know, and that's not to speak of the magical part, because there is a magical part too. The magical part is you are connecting by writing down your will into the physical. So what we're talking about, any type of magic, you're talking about intent and you're talking about your will. So there is that psychological plus what we talk about in magic about concretizing your will. Basically, this book is kind of like a bridge between the spiritual and the physical world. In fact, some people, what they do is once that they create the book, they will put it in some type of shroud or cloth and kind of hide it away so that no one can obtain it or look at it. It's supposed to be very private, considered very sacred. It has to have that air of, you know, this is a really important type of item that I'm storing away, and then when I need it, I'll just kind of bring it out and use it, put it on my altar. So, what type of books have talked about this? I'm going to give you 2 reading suggestions. Before I do that, I want to show you one that I created. This is a magic book that I created that for some reason I don't feel it necessary to put a cloth or anything on it, so I'm more than happy to kind of show you what it is. So this would be like this, would be like a sigil that I did, specific color with a sigil on the back with the color behind it. And this is from the book, hold on a second, Magical Cash Book by Damon Brand. Now this specific book, magic book, is going to be geared towards wealth, and not necessarily wealth long term, but more like wealth for short-term bursts. So it'll be more likely to come from unexpected sources. If it is expected, it'll be just kind of give you a little bit of a boost, and after that, you know, down the line, if you need another boost, then you kind of write in the amount that you are interested in coming into your life, and then you call upon the Spirit and He will assist. The next book is called The Book of Agaris by S. Connolly. This one is not necessarily for wealth, it is for general purposes, general things that you want. So it is going to run the gamut of whether you wanted to do love magic, wealth magic, protection, cursing, whatever it is that you're into. And it is the same. It's a creation of a magic book that can help you manifest those things that you desire. So that is about all for that. I do want to actually throw this out here, is that today, April 19th, is Saint Expedite's Day of Veneration, his feast day. So if you have been touched by Saint Expedite, please feel free to honor him in your own way. In fact, if you want to leave a comment on the Saint Expedite video, or even down below this video, that might be something you can do. So, in any case, please like and subscribe. We'll put some links in the description below this video, and I hope you all have a good weekend. Bye-bye.